What's up? Welcome back, Daniel.
I'm here.
Caleb's working, so I can't welcome him.
Yep.
So what do you think about all this Joe Rogan stuff going on, Daniel? You want to tell everybody about it?
What are you talking about?
Well, like he moved, I think it's exclusively to Spotify, right?
Right.
Like he signed a $100 million deal
Okay.
to just go there, and I think he's only on there for his new stuff.
When does the transition go into?
It already happened.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen some of his new podcasts on YouTube. Did it happen like in the last week?
It's been longer than that. I wonder if it's just off of iTunes, maybe.
Maybe like if you're just listening.
I guess so. But you can go to Spotify and it'll play the video.
Really?
Yeah, like you click on it and play it, and then you like turn your phone sideways and it'll, yeah.
Huh? Because I mean, I've seen, like, I still get recommended videos. I'm not a subscriber anymore.
Is it his channel uploading it, or is it somebody like pirating them?
That's a good question.
Because Owen Benjamin will do that, but it's
right.
It's like it's not him. It's somebody just putting
Let's look.
his stuff on there. So anyway, whatever the case is, he went to Spotify for $100 million, and then like everybody, I know Alex Jones was pushing it, but a lot of people were saying he's going there so he can fight big tech. Like this way he won't be censored or whatever, and he can finally do what he needs to do. And they were saying literally wage war with him or whatever. And so he went there, and he hasn't been there long. Like, I don't know, he maybe has 10 episodes or something up, maybe more than that. I don't know. It has not been long at all.
Well, they're on YouTube still.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why they paid him all that money then.
4 days ago.
Yeah, I don't know why they paid him all that money. Or
5
maybe
days
it's
ago,
like
6
gonna
days ago.
phase
Wean
out.
itself off or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird.
But anyway, so he had this dude on, Douglas Murray.
Yeah, that's the last episode.
That
was on YouTube, just now.
Okay.
Yeah, that I saw.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, when he migrated over there, a lot of his episodes weren't there. So he was moving his whole thing. So, like, Milo wasn't on there, Owen Benjamin, Gavin McInnes.
Really?
A bunch of those were just gone.
What about like Graham Hancock or Randall Carlson?
I bet they're still in there. I didn't know it. When I saw the list, they weren't on it. I think it was, those are all, like, people that are considered alt-right or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, but they weren't on there, and he didn't really give an explanation for that or whatever. But then he had this Douglas Murray guy on, and he wrote a book like a while ago, and I think it was about like, man, I don't even really know. It had something to do with like IQ or something, and like from what I heard people talking about it, he like made an observation of like differing based on race or something like that.
I've seen or looked into that, not because it just popped up, right? But I've seen a few different people that have done those studies, and it's a touchy one, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how legit IQ is anyway. Like,
it's good enough for the Army to not fucking take you if it's below a certain level.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that seems to be saying something, considering they want everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
but
so that he had that guy on, and people were pissed because I don't know, like, I don't know, they were pissed about that. But then apparently he's like, so now there's been a bunch of Spotify employees that are wanting him completely censored. Like there's a group of them demanding that they have editorial rights to his stuff. Oh wow! So either they can cut stuff out or even make an episode not
just disappear. Yeah.
And so and then recently had somebody, it was that same one, that Douglas Murray, he said something about like, they're arresting people for setting these wildfires or whatever. And which I think they had arrested one person for doing that, like an arsonist for doing
okay.
But like, because he used the plural or whatever, they were like, that's not true. And so now they're like, he is like they put so much pressure on him, he came out and issued an apology,
really
saying that like he didn't. It's crazy.
So it's like a full sellout then.
I think that he is going to. I think this is the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah.
Because to apologize for that, because he's like, it was irresponsible, it was real shitty for me not to look into that before I said something like that. Dude, you're not a news reporter.
No.
Like, you don't, it's not your responsibility to get everything exactly right.
No.
And you're probably more accurate than a lot of the news reporters out there.
Sure.
So.
I mean, it's a fucking podcast. It's not like.
It's people talking.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
People talk all the time. They don't always say the right thing. I mean.
You can't research everything that gets said in every 3-hour podcast he puts up.
Yeah. It's just, man. Yeah, that will be the beginning of the end then, probably, because, I mean, just.
Yeah.
Like, how do you talk now?
Yeah.
You can't.
No, I don't know. And it's stupid that he apologized for it, because it's not like, man, like, the most he should have got on there and said was, hey, like, maybe the next episode, just so you guys know, I said there have been people arrested. It was really one person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fuck off.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it sounds like that was, like, not that important anyways. Like, it was who cares? Like,
well, it's because people were saying, like, leftists had been,
starting these fires.
Yes, and so they got real pissy about it. Like, he was saying that or, perpetuating that or whatever.
Man. It's time for him to go, though.
Yeah, he sucks.
I'm down. Like, let him go.
Get rid of him.
Just be gone. Someone else can fill that position. It's not. He doesn't do anything that spectacular. His guests are what are spectacular, not him. And so let someone else host a.
Like, if he was consistent or not, like, would completely flip flop or change positions for no reason and not say anything. Like, he's not bad. Like, he's entertaining. He's a good interviewer and that kind of shit. But, like, and he's the quintessential thing that pisses you off. He's in California, no doubt, voting just down the ballot Democrat for everything, voting all these fucking idiots in there. Right. And then he gets pissed because of all the policies that the people you voted for put into place. Mm-hmm. So now you move to Texas and you're going to go down there and vote for the same motherfuckers. Yeah. Yep. Like, it's the stupidest thing.
It is. It really is. I mean, he's definitely... The inconsistencies are my problem with him. And have been for a while, which I understand that people change and their views change, and that's fine, but it just seems like, I don't know, this over and over of him, like, more or less just pandering to who's in front of him more than having an original fucking thought, Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where do you stand, man? Like, I don't...
And if you're just interviewing people, you don't necessarily have to take a stand on that stuff, but you do sometimes.
Sure.
And that's when, like, you come after Crowder like a freaking dog on a bone about weed, which, I mean, I agree with Rogan's position on that, not Crowder, but, like, you go after that, but then there's something else, somebody else is on there, you don't...
You just let it slide, It's like, and I mean, okay. Trying to be nice to the guy. Like, people have bad days, good days. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he was just in a... I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say, and he's not perfect, and I shouldn't try to hold him to a standard like that. But at the same time, like, it just seems too consistent with him just being all over the place. You know what I mean? And it's like...
I don't know why you don't hold him to that standard. You hold Tim Pool to that standard.
Fuck Tim Pool.
Listen, I almost asked him like 5 times. I think your buddy Hedgepeth listens to Tim Pool.
Probably.
Because a lot of the stuff he was saying is a lot of stuff like Tim Pool's been saying. Could be a coincidence. Also, Tim Pool's from Chicago.
Ah, okay.
And like, so I was wondering if he...
2 peas in pod there, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't watch Tim Pool anymore.
I know you've made that abundantly clear.
I apologize, man. He's just, if he's telling people to take vaccines, I can't back you.
It's funny, like, I've never heard him say that once, and I've listened to him way too much. Like, I mean, I know that he's said, like...
I can send you the video.
I'll probably take it, but, like, that is not, like, what he's out there saying. And I disagree with him on so much stuff.
He said...
He likes progressive taxes.
I'll wait until everybody who's dumb takes it and see what happens, and he's like, yeah, then after a little while I'll probably take it. Like, I don't know, man, like when you have huge influence over people, people are dumb. Like, people follow whoever like whatever side it is, they follow people to a T, which is wrong, and that's on them more than it is him. But still, like, you have influence, man. Like, you should be careful with what you say.
I think it's important. I think there's just people are on a spectrum, and they don't like that's not what he's looked into or looking into.
Then you should keep your mouth shut.
I think it's just like a passing comment that he made.
But it's dangerous, and it's very important.
So let me ask this question. So if this podcast ever breaks 100 listeners, like, are you gonna start like seriously researching all the shit?
Oh no,
that you say?
No, absolutely not. But I won't be mad at the guy who fucking hates me for saying something stupid later on down the road.
I don't think he's mad at you either. You guys are on the same page.
He's not. You're right. He has no idea who the fuck I am and gives no shits what I think. So
yeah,
good for him.
I kind of get the feeling though his trajectory is going like. I feel like he's going to be he said he's voting for Trump, but he doesn't really like Trump, and I think he's going to eventually be in the big time Trump camp.
Really?
Like that's just kind of like the trajectory I see these guys on, where they go from like leftist to, I mean, but that's the same thing everybody else did.
Yeah.
They just, you expect them to have more information and more
right, but the truth isn't profitable, and all these guys are in it for the money.
Dude, I just don't know. I could be wrong. I just don't think that dude is.
Are you kidding me? That dude makes fucking millions a year from what he does.
Maybe.
He does, and he's not willing to give that up just because some truth comes across his fucking desk. No way. There's no way. None of them. Rogan, all of them are sellouts. Like, the money is the fucking number one priority. 1,000%.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I you're right. I don't know for sure either, but it just like if you look at any of them, like Crowder, you look at Ben Shapiro, like they're all very intelligent people. They know how to research things. They've come across things and have deliberately just been like, nah. They turn a fucking blind eye to them. I'm sure that because it's not going to be beneficial for their careers.
Yeah,
and part of me doesn't blame them for that. Like, they got to eat. I get it, but they're making a shit ton, and so it makes it a lot easier to turn a blind eye to something that is the truth, because I'm not fucking giving up,
Yeah, I mean that could definitely be it.
100,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I've heard him say before. He's like Tim Pool, like he was like, there are certain things he's like. And he could be just saying all this stuff to just make the money, but like he said before, there's some kind of a CIA whistleblower that he swears if you are live streaming on YouTube or Facebook, any of these things, and you say his name,
they'll cut you.
They shut you off immediately. And he says he's seen it happen. They've tested it. It absolutely. He mentioned it on his last Rogan appearance or whatever.
I bet they won't if you're not popular, though.
Maybe, or it may just be in their little algorithm. Like, they won't because we're not live streaming.
Right.
But they shut it off.
Well, we should test it ourselves then and live stream something one day just to see.
Okay, you figure out how to do that.
Dude,
and I'll be there. I got to figure out who the guy's name is. I don't know who they're talking about. I'm sure you can Google it.
Yeah, we can figure out the name. And then.
But anyway, he said before, he's like, I could say that, or I could just say this guy, and everybody can go look it up and figure out who it is. He's like, I'm not willing to get shut down or like my channel shut down for that. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember what he said. There was something that happened, and he was like, he was talking about it. He's like, I really think they might shut me down for this, but this is important enough to say it. Yeah. And so I don't know. He could be full of shit. Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad guy or puts out just constantly shitty content, but like he's just another Crowder. He's just another Shapiro. Like, he's another Rogan. Like, there's kernels of truth in all of what those people say, but they're never going to tell you the entire truth, because they will be gone if they do. Because the guys who have said the truth, they are gone. Like, they're not on these platforms anymore. So.
But some of them are. So, but like even the people that I don't know. Like, you look at Owen Benjamin and that stuff. He's like, He says shit too. I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, nobody's gonna have it all the way right. I mean, I agree, but I just know that all those guys are smarter than that.
Yeah,
like they know some shit, and they refuse to acknowledge it.
Well, I think that's why I've been on the Tim Pool thing because, well, because he's just kind of new, so I've enjoyed listening to him more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ever listen to Crowder anymore. Like, he doesn't piss me off the way Ben Shapiro pisses me off. I hate Ben Shapiro, but Crowder, like, it's because I know what he's going to say about everything. Now, I may see, like, a change my mind thing. I'm like,
I like change my minds, yeah.
And I'll play that or whatever.
Those. Yeah.
But I'm not just, like, I don't really have an interest in listening to the show. And I'm sure Tim Pool will get that way, too, to where I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm just going to move on.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, man, it's just killing time. While I'm shaving and driving to work.
Right. Something. Like, I don't think it's, like, the stuff they say isn't bad. It's just unfortunate that they have such a major following, and they could say some things that get this major following to maybe think about things a little differently and move outside of this left versus right fucking paradigm where we could actually get some things changed. Mm-hmm. And they refuse to do that because that's not going to help them in the long run.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt them.
Yeah, so. And I don't think Tim Pool has done that. I think that's why I've listened to him more, because I don't think, like, he says that he's a liberal, really, like, he's pro-choice, he's likes progressive tax, like he liked Yang and Tulsi Gabbard and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But he's voting for Trump because the left is so crazy right now. Yeah. With like Antifa and the riots and all that stuff. And it's kind of interesting to listen to him because he at one point had like been like he had like kind of infiltrated Antifa and that kind of thing. Right. And so he was there for all the Occupy Wall Street stuff, you know, but
that's cool. It's just like, fuck, dude, you're going to vote for Trump? Like,
yeah. Well, he's still big, like,
the dude is so tied into the fucking bankers, it's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to fuck our country. Like,
oh, I definitely think that's true. Like, I've told you before, like, I think it's, if Biden wins and he mandates a mask, the conservative people will fight back. If Trump mandates a mask or vaccine, they'll do it. Yeah. Because they think he has their best interest.
Oh, yeah, man. Definitely. I mean, I'm with you on that conspiracy theory. Like, at this point, I believe that Trump was always the guy they wanted. And they wanted him for 8 years.
Yeah. I don't see how you could think that. Who's worse than Hillary? What did you actually think that woman was going to win with all of the shit in her past and in Bill Clinton's past?
Right.
And,
like, there's no way she was going to beat him. No. Not legitimately. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do believe Bernie would have beat him.
I think he probably would have too.
Because
I think he may have beat him this time.
Probably. You know, so it's knowing, everybody knows that Bernie got screwed out of it. Yeah. Right? Like you ask anybody and it's not like it's fucking hidden. You know what I mean? Like everybody, they fucked him. Like it's very apparent, it's out there, it's not fucking, a secret. Yeah. And so just because they did, like, why would they do that with a candidate that had a way better chance, unless the two parties are one?
Well, and the thing about it is, it's clear Bernie. It wasn't that they didn't like Bernie or his positions. He supports every fucking thing the mainstream people do. Like he gets behind all of it. Right. And so like they could always done that. I don't know why they wouldn't have picked him.
I don't know, man, and it's just speculation, but I just think they're 10 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Like they know what the plans are for the few years to come, and they know the best way to divide and conquer. And Trump was the best way. Mm-hmm. So
it's weird though. Trump will be. That's what I was talking to my dad about. Like let's say he wins another 4 years or whatever. I guarantee you'll look up in 25 years and there'll still be Trump flags everywhere, because it's not just like it's not just him. It's not just it's like a movement.
It's a movement.
Thing. It's an ideology, But
it is, and it's not like a lot of the people that are on it. Like they're not wrong with what they think about what he stands for. You know what I'm saying? Like that. that's why I sympathize with a lot of them, because it's just like, look, I get it. Like, because you're being lied to about what he stands for and who he is. You know what I mean? But it's still on you that you haven't looked into it deeper.
Yeah. Well, and two, you know, like anybody that's been following it, like I just don't, guys, like I remember when Obama did that stimulus, like after he was elected, like Fox News, that's all they talked about. All the shows were like, look at all the shit he's spending on, look, that's debt and inflation, all that stuff. And now it's just like, I guarantee if you turn on tonight, it's like the Democrats are holding them back from stimulating the economy by printing money.
Yep.
And it's just like, guys, y'all don't, it's all about the R or the D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, that's the, I don't know, I was watching something earlier, but something about like $5 trillion over like an 8-year period was something everybody fucking bitched about.
Yeah.
And then now it's like 5 or even more, 6.2 trillion in a single year. And we're not done yet. He wants to do more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like sucking his dick over it, you know, and they're blaming the Democrats when it was like the reverse role during Obama's, you know,
and
administration.
They don't get it. They don't get what's happening to them, because I saw an article today that was sent to me that the nationwide median price for an existing home is now $300,000, right?
Shit.
But
that's the average?
That's the average. So I was like, I wonder what the then I had to look up. I was like, I wonder what the average net median income per household is.
Yeah.
And that's less than $60,000. So, like, it seems like those two numbers are getting way too far apart.
Way far apart. Yeah,
because
and they're going to continue to fucking gap, dude.
If you and your wife make $60,000 and you buy a $300,000 house, you ain't comfortable.
No.
Like, you're stressed every month.
Absolutely.
Because
it's all going to the fucking mortgage, man.
The payment on that thing's $1,600. Mm-hmm. Now, I realize you're making $5,000 a month, but you got taxes, light bills, you know, all that kind of stuff.
A $300,000 house is a lot in utilities. You know, that ain't a fucking small house.
No. You got to furnish that thing too, man. Yeah. Like it's not. It seems like it's, and I don't know. So you've got that happening, and I don't know. I just think it's something bad's going to happen.
It is, and it's called hyperinflation. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's already started, and it's going to get worse, especially if they keep printing money. Mm-hmm. Like, you cannot do that. The worst part about it is like anyone who's been fairly decent with their money, as far as like, okay, they got a decent job, they got a house, they've been putting a little money aside, right? They're trying to save up. The worst part about it is this whole inflation thing it's on its way. It's coming. It's a taxation on your savings.
Yeah.
Because every dollar you've saved is now worth less than what it was when you fucking put it in there.
Yeah.
And so
it's just a big giant. They don't care because they got assets. They got all that stuff.
Absolutely. You know, and it's sad, man. It really is, because the Fed is just, man, they need to be abolished, really. Mm-hmm. Like, we need some other way of providing currency to the United States people that isn't fucking centralized by a few fucking rich bankers who not only are on the board of the Fed, but also have their own banks. And every time their own banks go under, you get some sort of stimulus thing like this that happens, or a bailout. And the people on the board throw all the bailout money towards their own fucking banks and corporations.
And it's funny because like the Federal Reserve is named that to trick you into thinking it's a government entity.
Exactly, and it's not
a private bank.
It's not. I mean, in the early 1900s, a bunch of fucking bankers proposed a bill, took it to Congress, and somehow got it passed. And it is law that they don't answer to any government agency.
And the shady shit that they did to get, like, they went to this place called Jekyll Island to write it, and like they were like in trains, like switching boxcars.
Yeah,
so nobody
they were using their
there.
first name, not their last. None of them fucking traveled on a train together. They all took different fucking trains at different times, so no one knew where the fuck they were going. Like, it's crazy, man. And they've been enslaving us for 100 fucking years now. You know, and
People just don't understand, man.
But the thing about it is like there were central banks before this, and we got rid of them. Like the public didn't like it. They saw what was happening with it, and presidents at the time and politicians at the time knew how bad it was for the country for it to be this situation, and they got rid of them, right?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until a lot of these guys who'd gotten their banks fucking destroyed did this sneaky conniving shit to make it a law, basically, that their whole situation is going to we run it all, you know,
and everybody happily hands it over to them. Like now, like they would never. That's why the public's clamoring for this stuff. When you're demanding your stimulus stuff come into your account, you're essentially you're trading tomorrow for today. Mm-hmm. Like you're saying, no, I want it now.
I want it now,
and
you have to pay it back. It's a loan. It's not. it's debt. It's fucking debt. People, wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's there is no such thing as free money. You know what I mean? And it has to, like, they print a bunch of fake shit and they put it out into the fucking populace, and then it's up to you to pay it back. Not you. It'll be your fucking grandchildren and their children that have to deal with this shit. $6.2 trillion is an unfathomable amount of money to even think about how much that is. You know what I mean?
It's
like
stupid. It's a stupid amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, when you make things free or easy to obtain, they lose value.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Like, do you know how student loans work?
Not really.
It's insane. So, first of all, you can't be turned down for a student loan. So
no matter what you...
I don't think so.
Wow. And you also can't go bankrupt to get out of it, right?
That's right. And also, I didn't realize this, but like you can't even say like whatever. Say your tuition's whatever. I don't know. I don't even know. Say it's like $15,000 for the year. Mm. You can't say I just want $15,000. They'll give you what they want to give you. It's like maybe it's $20,000.
Yeah.
And you can't. No, you can turn around and pay it back. But what most people don't.
They go, I'm getting paid to go to school.
Yes, dude. I've had and some.
No, like, you're not.
And you can take your student loan down to the bursar's office or whatever. You can get iPads. Mm-hmm. You can get cash. Like I've had somebody tell me before that they take out that it was unfair to count their car payment against them because they take enough out of their student loan every year to make their car payment. So if I count both their student loan payment and their car payment against them, it's double counting it and not fair to them. But what you're doing is you're financing your fucking car over 40 years.
Yeah. And
it's terrible. And what happens is these loans get put on these interest-only things. And so you're just paying interest back. You're never paying any of it off.
Yeah.
And you're perpetually in debt in something you can't bankrupt. And the real kicker to it is the reason, like, so they made it this way with these student loans. And since no one can get turned down for it, and you can get essentially as much as you want, then the universities turn around and they charge whatever they want. I've heard people before say if student loans weren't like that, it would cost a quarter of what it costs to go to
college.
Because they just know they can charge it,
right,
and that people will pay it because it's not real to this 18-year-old kid that has all the money at his disposal. Everybody's telling him, you need to make a good decision, go to college, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he takes out this debt. He ends up getting $150,000 in debt to be a teacher because he's financed his lifestyle for fucking 4 or 6 years, whatever.
He's going to make $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. And even if you go to some inner city school, you can top out at 70, maybe 80, maybe. Sure. But you're in debt up to your freaking eyeballs that you'll never get out of. It's insane.
It is, man.
It is a racket. And what's funny is, like, other industries, the mortgage industry, the food, and everything is regulated to hilt. Not that.
Yeah.
Not that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, like, you're 18, you don't know shit because they don't teach you a fucking thing in high school. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're prepared for the world when you get out of high school on understanding things like that.
And think about, like, the person that's supposed to help you with that, if your parents aren't doing it, is going to be your high school counselor, who is just inundated in this system.
Right.
They went to college.
Yep.
They did all this stuff. They're going to tell you, you need to do
this
it.
This is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's insane.
It is.
And, I know you're a little younger than me, but did you ever watch the show Boy Meets World?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot. Oh, yeah, okay. Think back at that show. That show was nothing but college propaganda. If I had to pick, that was my favorite show growing up.
Yeah, it was great.
The thing that I could think of more than anything throughout that show was, Sean, you got to keep your grades up. You got to stay out of trouble. You won't get into a good college. And if you don't get into a good college, you won't have a good life.
You're not going to make it.
And then the culmination of all that is them going into Penn State University or whatever.
Yeah.
And they...
Yeah, because they have a whole fucking few seasons of them being in college.
There's one or two.
It's probably one of the longest running shows ever.
I don't think so. I think it's 8 seasons.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, but how does he go from being 6 years old to a college student in fucking 8 seasons?
He wasn't 6, dog.
Dude, he was a fucking elementary school kid when that show started.
Man, it was middle school. Dude.
No way.
Dog, it was, for sure.
Okay, maybe.
I'm about to look this up. He was in... yeah.
I mean, 8 seasons, okay, that's 8 years, right? So maybe. Because there's only 4 years of high school, right? So, yeah. He was very young. I mean, it went through him being a young child to an adult.
Yeah.
And they still had a show.
Yeah,
he was in his 20s.
So let's say 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th, 11th, 12th, and a year in college. So even if he was in 6th grade, I mean...
Okay.
I think there was only one college year. Those were the best ones.
Yeah, they were...
Yeah.
They were good.
I love in that when they find out Topanga's pregnant or whatever, and Sean's like, did you wear it? He goes, yes. He goes, did she have I think that's some kind of female, whatever the hell that I've never seen that no one wears, a female condom kind of thing. And he goes, did she wear that? And he goes, yes. He goes, did you made something pull out? He goes, yes. And he looks at him for a second. He goes, I'm not even sure we had sex.
Well, if you both have, yeah, you didn't. That's somebody else's kid, buddy.
Ain't yours, Corey.
Nope.
Which we all saw that coming. Let's be honest. I think it was a little out of your league.
Yeah, the whole fucking show.
Yeah, dude.
Good show though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you though. It did seem to be, now looking back on it when you say that, yeah, they were pushing a whole college thing.
The whole time, man.
Yeah. But
that
I mean,
was
it was
the main goal.
That show came out when, early 90s?
I don't know. I was trying to look it up and my phone wasn't working. I mean, it was sometime.
I feel like, my parents didn't push me towards that, but that was always the thing, right? That's
to go to college?
Yeah. And it still is. I mean, it still is the thing, Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing. Everybody thought I was, because I was just I was done with it by the time I finished my senior year of high school. I hated school. I was already working full time. I was like, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yep.
I can still work full time and then actually have time to do stuff instead of, just always being at work or school or whatever.
Yep.
But, I do feel like that was a big thing.
Oh, I mean, I got shit from people, when I got out of high school. It was are you going to go to college? I'm like, fuck no. Hell no. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I just got out of fucking having to deal with that. You know what I mean? I am never going to go sit down and do school again, ever. It's not happening.
Well, I mean, and honestly, it's stupid if you're not planning to, if you don't have something, right?
Sure.
To go to college for a business degree or, if you're okay, I want to be an engineer or a surgeon or something, I got it.
100%.
You got to go for
I'm not saying that college is completely a waste of time. It's not. Yeah. But you need to know what you want to do, and it needs to be a field that's going to pay you. You know what I'm saying? You need to be really into something that means something.
Yeah.
If you're not, if you're just man, I don't know what I want to do. Well, I'm gonna go to college anyways.
Yeah.
Why? Stop.
Yeah. So Boy Meets World started in 93. And they were in 6th grade.
So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
6th grade.
Yeah.
I said 6.
What?
I said he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was halfway right. 6 was in there. It was 6th grade.
Maybe you should have went to college.
Yeah. How old are you when you're in the 6th grade?
Man, I think I took driver's. I think you're 15 in the 8th grade. It's 13.
15 and 8? No, bro.
I took driver's ed in middle school.
Did you?
I'm pretty fucking. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that's not right. That can't be right.
I was like 15, dude.
No.
No, like 14-year-olds are in 9th grade.
Yeah.
Right? So 13.
So how old are 6th graders? That's what we're asking.
Yeah. That's going to be on your Google search forever.
Yeah. Miss Savage. What the hell? 11 or 12.
Okay.
6th grade.
Gotcha.
So yeah. But that's all that was about. I'm trying to get you to go to college.
Yeah. No thanks, man.
Yeah.
I would go to tech school way over college if I was going to go do any more learning anything.
Yeah.
That's the fucking move. Like,
yeah.
There are not dumb kids, but like there are kids who aren't going to be surgeons or engineers, and they should go to tech school. Like, you can learn a skill, you can make a really good living. You know what I mean? Within, you know, because you're talking about these kids are like 18, 19 years old. You can get a job right out of the gate for, you know, making a decent living. But in 10 years, you'll be making a great living if you stay in that field.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah.
Do that, kids.
Oh, man.
But anyways, I don't know. What time is it, man?
I don't know. This has not been a long one.
No, it hasn't. But, you know, we can call it if you want to call it.
I don't care, man.
We can keep rolling, too.
Okay. We need to do something better with
God,
this
we
thing,
got to
man.
do something better with it. It's fucking horrible.
You been reading that book at all?
I stopped.
Yeah, I haven't been either.
I want to finish it. I need to finish it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like...
Not finishing it?
Yeah.
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 I don't...
What do you think about having like some type of structure to where we have like, not like hard and fast things, but could have like different segments? Like it's just us three or us two, like where we did that. Like if we had a guest, we probably wouldn't.
Sure.
But like to where we were like divided up into like 3 sections or something, where we could talk about like whatever for how long, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We need something.
Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what interests people. Like it may not be the same for everybody, but like I feel like something that I'm naturally interested in, just from the standpoint of not confessing that I'm a Christian anymore, would be like that, because I feel like I think I have good reasons for not believing it, but I think I need to iron that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because everybody that I know believes it.
Right.
So I get a lot of people asking me about it a lot. And I think and also I'd like to be sure, you know?
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
I think I could like, just because I read and listen to stuff about that fairly regularly, we could talk about that for part of it.
Yeah.
But that may not be something that...
I don't give a fuck whether or not anyone cares about it. Like, I want to hear it.
Oh, well, I meant like... Well, yeah, fuck them. I mean, fuck the people who listen to it.
Yeah, they suck.
I just mean like you and Caleb.
No, I think Caleb and I would enjoy that. Like, that's something that hits home with both of us, regardless. You know, just because we grew up in it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's always going to be a part of our lives, whether we are in it or not in it, or believe it or don't.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not mad at it. Like, I really don't think I left it because I was angry or hurt about something. Like, I just don't. I need a reason to believe it. a reason to believe it rather than Islam or Buddhism or
right.
any of that stuff.
Like I've heard you make the point before on it that it seems like every religion has the same argument on why they believe what they believe, and that's not fucking good enough.
No.
So you fucking religious people need to come up with some better fucking arguments.
Maybe they have some.
Bring them on. Like, convince me.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like the burden of proof is on them, right?
Yeah.
So fucking prove it.
I would think so. If you're saying, I don't know, if you're going to come to me and say that this is the absolute truth, and if I don't believe it, I'm going to go to hell. And by the way, if you do believe it, you got to give your entire life to it, and that's going to be a life of suffering, pain, sacrifice. I mean, I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing, but even judgmentalism a little bit and exclusion, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because if I sign up for that, I'm signing up for if my kid turns out to be gay, excommunication pretty much.
Right.
Like, or, you know, any of that. That's heavy stuff.
It is.
And, like, if it's true, okay. Like, I'm not going to fight what's true.
Sure.
But if it's not true and I'm telling people they should live like that,
then like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah. And I better have a reason for telling people they should live like that better than I just feel like faith. It, or I had a sign, or you got to have faith, or, you know. And I do think, like, listen, I really want to study logic more. Like, I think, I mean, I get the basic premise of it. And, like, I think a lot of people attribute, like, I think it's a logical fallacy sometimes, you know. You can't, like, so if we say, well, you know, I don't know any way to explain everything around us other than that, because the Bible kind of hits on all of it and has an answer. Well, okay, but really all that means is that a bunch of smart people, like a bunch of intelligent people back then, put all this together for the best explanation they had at the time. But that doesn't mean...
Doesn't mean they got it right.
No. Well, I mean, the ancient Egypt, like that whatever sun god came across and then the moon god chased them out of the sky or whatever, and it comes back around. Like, okay, well, they didn't have another explanation, so they said that's what's happening. But that's clearly not what was happening there. Yeah. So, like, that can't be it. Or just, like, I don't know.
Yeah, there needs to be something. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm with you, man. I don't know how you put, because it's not, you have to give your entire life to it. That's what is being asked of me. Is that I have to give up my entire life for this, and that's a huge thing to ask of anyone.
And trade the only thing you know is tangible in front of you, you can see, for something that you can't see. Yep. And don't have proof of. Right. That's a big ask, and I need a good reason to believe that.
Yeah, man. And I don't.
And to tell other people to do it.
Yep.
Because it's not going to be easy all the time there. No. And, like, a lot of people lose a lot of shit. Like, you get somebody sold out enough, and they go to China, and they start, you know, like, and then all of a sudden they get martyred, and their kids are growing up without parents. Yeah. Because of something I told them. It better be right.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's on you, right? Karmically?
I would think that it is. At least on my conscience.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's morally on me one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or another, you're going to have to.
If I preach something I'm not sure of and call people to die, then I don't know. That's a big thing.
It's huge. So yeah, I'm with you, man. It's definitely hard. I mean, I'm in a position where I don't think that this was all by just chance. I think there is some sort of creator, but I don't think that any religion has it right. You know, and I think it's probably wrong to pick one and be dogmatic about it.
Yeah, and the problem is, like, how do you know any of it? Like, I mean, that's kind of the thing. That's another argument that, like, Christians use. Look at how complex everything is, right? Like, plants, solar system, like all the stuff in nature, it's complex. It can't be just chance. It can't have just happened. But
That's the same argument that a Muslim could use, though.
It is the same one, and it doesn't even get you anywhere because then, okay, so we think we've proved intelligent design. If I cede that point to you, where did God come from? Because if God made all this, he's more complex than all this is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just always there. So did he get there by chance? I don't see how you fixed anything when you say that. Because you can just back it up one and go, well, then where did God come from?
Right. Right. I mean, that's, yeah. Fuck. You know?
Yeah.
It's the fucking chicken or the egg, you know what I mean? Like, what came first?
Yeah. Yeah. And
so
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I've listened to all kinds of debates and stuff on it, and I just, I'm not saying, there could be people out there I don't. And most of the time when the people are debating, I don't know the people. I don't know the Christian or the atheist usually that's debating it. But, I don't know. It's just, I'm not seeing anybody bring good evidence or philosophical reason why this is true.
Yeah.
Y'all are all just, everybody, it seems like they all point to, well, it's true because the Bible says it's true. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that is circular reasoning, and it wouldn't hold up with you for anything else.
No.
It won't hold up for you with the Quran.
No. And that's the same, that's what it boils down to. Everybody has the same argument for why they believe what they believe. That's not going to work because somebody's fucking wrong. Mm-hmm. Right? Because there's obvious differences between these religions, but their arguments for why they believe their religions are very similar. Mm-hmm. But someone's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
There has to be absolute truth out there. Mm-hmm. And if there is absolute truth, then somebody's fucking wrong.
Yeah, well, they have to be. And all of them are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
My Muslim friend doesn't think my Christian friend is going to heaven. Mm-hmm. Both, vice versa.
Right.
Jews don't think that,
Which, those three are weird because I think most people in all three of those would agree that the God is the same.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like it's all the same God.
Mm-hmm.
For all three. It's not a different God. It's not like paganism, right? It's not like Odin versus the God of Christianity.
Yeah.
The God of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are supposedly the same God.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, how? Based on the three different types of things that people follow. You know what I mean?
It's not
they don't
God.
line up. It's not. It contradicts itself.
They're all Abrahamic,
Yeah. So it's a lot of fucking confusion in that stuff, and maybe that's by design. You know what I mean? Maybe there has been. This is just speculation. I don't fucking know, but maybe people have used it just to cause confusion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, no proof of that. It'd be the same way as someone trying to convince me that I should be a Christian. Like me saying that is, I have no proof. So
yeah. I don't know, but I think that maybe that would be a good way to do it. Is figure out approximately how long we want these things to go,
right.
Especially if it's just the three of us, and then when we do that,
talk for a certain amount of time for over this.
Maybe that can be whatever,
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, however long we figure we want to do it, and I could be looking at that stuff. If you're interested in something else, then we can kind of move on to that,
right? Yeah,
and have Caleb have something,
Yeah,
and then
that'd be cool.
Yeah. And that would at least give us more of a direction and more stuff to talk about,
Right. I think it's a good idea. Maybe we'll put some structure to this fucking thing for the few of you that listen.
Yeah. And then when we have Tim here, we'll just have him regale us with all of his stories.
He's great, man. Bring him back. We got to get him back soon.
Yeah. We do.
Anyways, you ready to call it a night?
Yeah, let's shut this thing off, I guess.
All right.
Tim, we're sorry. This one sucked.
Sorry, Tim. All right, guys. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Later.